Everyone, it's your girl. I'm back to bring you more work from home job leads. Today, I'm going to be breaking down some solid remote job opportunities that are hiring right now. These are going to be real tips to help you stand out and succeed in interviewing. It's no fluff, just here giving you the info to help you make the next move with confidence. So let's dive in. I want to make sure my mic is on and we are recording because I don't want to have to come back and do this again. I wasn't on my A game in the last live stream. I wasn't feeling very well, but today I'm back 100% and ready to bring you the info. I hope everyone is doing good. The first one up that we have is an operations team lead in the death claims unit of Thrivent. So in this particular role, what we're going to be doing here or overall, you're going to oversee a team handling death claims. You're going to coach and train staff, manage your workload. You're going to be solving problems as well as helping improve processes here. So in this particular role, you're going to be the go-to person for escalations and questions. So if you're not a person who likes to be the go-to individual that everyone can count on, then you may want to rethink submitting your application for this particular role. But you're going to play a big role in the team in development and compliance. And so here for salary insights, this particular role pays $28.68 up to $38.80 per hour. And so that averages out to about 60 to 81K per year, which is absolutely fair based upon I know some of the salaries you've been seeing and that I've been seeing in this particular economy. That range or pay the starting pay is going to be dependent upon your location and experience. Now, in this particular role, it's insurance operations, and so it's increasingly remote in terms of how these particular roles are mapped out and the landscape. A lot of the teams now in these insurance operations role are definitely dispersed teams, meaning they work remote and they also work in different time zones and different countries. And so there's a steady demand for leaders who can manage teams virtually. And as companies digitize their claims and compliance, people with strong organization, leadership, and regulatory skills are in high demand. So in this particular role, you're going to maintain a thorough understanding of products and services that Thrivent offers, affiliations, and applicable operational policies and procedures. And as always, I'm going to be looking to my right because that's where the second monitor is. You're going to lead and provide direction to the team. You're going to do workload distribution and maintain established service levels to meet the standards of the consumers or the policyholders. You're going to work to coordinate onboarding and training. Staff and customers and ensure job accountabilities are handled accordingly. You're going to monitor and coach team members and use specific job competencies, processes, and procedures to strengthen their competence, knowledge, and metrics. You'll be providing feedback. So there's probably going to be some call calibration because there's going to be some inbound calls and outbound calls that are going to take place in this type of role, or at least for the team members that you manage. You're going to manage complex cases. So some of the more complex death claims that come into the queue or that are filed, you're probably going to have those claims to review and manage on your own. And then you're going to be managing escalations along with exceptions with a high degree of accuracy, while also kind of interacting with internal and external customers for resolution. And so you're going to problem solve for a variety of issues as encountered within the team and with minimal direction. You'll be conducting a bit of trend analysis, identifying needs, and providing recommendations for improvement in all applicable business areas, including training, quality assurance, process improvement systems, and then the overall business strategy. And then your additional job responsibilities may be required based upon need determined by management. So that's other duties as assigned, which is included in every job description, right? So the requirements for this particular role are a high school diploma or equivalent, so no college degree is required, 4 years of direct customer service interaction or financial services experience, and you're going to also having experience providing support in problem resolution. You're going to need to have the ability to motivate people. So as leaders, the key to being a leader is creating influence. And that's what leadership is all about. So they're going to want you to have the ability to motivate, lead, and inspire, train and develop others to deliver exceptional results that support collective department goals, and then strong communication and interpersonal skills with emphasis on customer service, conflict management. Probably de-escalation is going to be combined in that as well, teamwork and coaching skills. And then strategic, you need to be a strategic problem solver with the ability to think critically and analyze and interpret data and assist team members. Have the ability to make quick decisions that are accurate, creative, and appropriate, that optimize processes and procedures. And then have effective organizational skills, experience with self-managing multiple projects and priorities, foster a culture of continuous improvement, as well as customer focus and accountability. And then the ability to quickly adapt. That's the key word for 2025, adaptation. Every employer wants to hear that. So because the environments are constantly changing, and they're very dynamic at this particular point in time. The preferred qualifications is a college degree, so that's on Thrivent's wish list. It's not required. That high school diploma, though, is post-secondary education or equivalent experience, knowledge of Thrivent products, mutual funds, investments, brokerage, annuity, life and health, and supporting systems that are applicable to operational policies and procedures, and then proven leadership skills. So if you've managed a team, been a team lead, a supervisor, and even if you haven't managed a team and you've just been an individual contributor in a leadership role, that would fit the bill for the qualifications that they're asking for. If you've been in customer service for a while, looking to level up your career and go into something that is managerial, team lead wise, take on more responsibility, this opportunity may be for you. Now, the interview pro tips that I would give for this particular role: highlight your leadership experience, managing remote teams and handling escalations, and then give them some background on the outcomes of those escalations that you've managed. Share examples of how you've improved processes or coached underperforming team members. Demonstrate your knowledge of insurance operations and regulatory compliance, and then emphasize your problem-solving skills and ability to handle complex cases. Those are the pro interview tips that I would give for this particular role if you're called for an interview. So if this particular remote role resonates with you, I would encourage you to apply. We went over the compensation for this particular role. Let's talk about some of the benefits here. So they offer various bonuses at Thrivent, including example annual or long-term incentives, medical, dental, and vision, health savings account, that's an HSA account, flexible spending account, FSA, 401k, pension, life and accident, death and dismemberment insurance, disability insurance, supplemental protection, 20 days of paid time off each year, sick and save time, 10 paid company holidays, volunteer time off, paid parental leave. They have an employee assistance program and well-being benefits and other employee benefits. Eligibility for the receipt of those benefits is subject to the applicable plan policy documents. That means it's probably going to be tied to your classification, whether you're full-time, part-time, PRN, temporary, and so forth. And Thrivent's plans and policies are subject to change at any time at Thrivent's discretion. So if this role resonates with you, I encourage you to apply. We're going to move over to our next role, and that's with Compass Health. Compass Health is looking for a crisis line clinician. This is weekend evenings. It's part-time. So I always try to present at least one part-time opportunity. This is in the medical field. I have a number of nurses and individuals in the medical field that tune into my channel. So I always try to bring something that kind of fits the bill for everyone. And so the salary again is $25.54 per hour. That averages out to about $21,000 per year. And on a part-time basis, that is good money. So this is weekend evening. So let's keep that in mind. That's going to be Saturday and Sunday in the evening time. On the weekends, you're going to be scheduled for about 16 hours a week. So you will be doing an 8-hour shift. And what you'll do in this role, you'll provide crisis support over the phone. You'll help callers in distress, refer them to services, and document your work in their system. This is a part-time, fully remote position. And so let's take a look here. It's limited part-time position scheduled every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. and then Sunday 4 p.m. to 12 a.m., 16 hours per week. So if you're not looking for anything part-time in the evenings on your weekends, don't want your weekends tied up, this may not be for you. So in this particular role, you're going to provide person-centered and trauma-informed services when speaking with callers, provide clinically appropriate crisis intervention information over the phone, complete provides zero suicide screening and work to identify each caller's needs in a timely manner. You'll maintain agreed upon level of productivity. So there are some productivity metrics that you will have to meet in this particular role. You'll provide culturally competent services to meet the unique culture needs of the caller. Be knowledgeable of other human and social services agencies for purposes of referral if Compass is unable to provide a service and maintain documentation of such referral. You're going to maintain client records, follow agency and state regulations. You'll refer and coordinate with mobile outreach teams as necessary. Have flexibility with shifts may be required. So what they're saying there is that although the requisition is saying right now it could be 4 p.m. till midnight, those hours are subject to change. So if that's not something that you're looking for and you're looking for something a bit more stable and static, this role may not be for you, and you want to keep tuning in for the rest of the roles that I'm going to feature today. You're going to make follow-up calls to callers. You're going to check back in with callers who have called into the line to see how they're doing. You're going to follow up with clinicians. You'll review follow-up referrals and complete outgoing calls as required. You're going to screen for safety and identify immediate needs, provide education on resources and services available, and complete coordination and referral with other programs within the Compass Health system as required. And then there are other duties as assigned by your supervisor. The job requirements here: associate's degree is required for this particular role. Bachelor's degree in social work, psychology, or related field is preferred. So if you don't have a bachelor's degree, but you have an associate's degree, this role is for you. But here's what I always say. If you believe you're qualified for the role and you're interested, apply. The only answer that can come out of that is no, or you won't hear anything back, but at least you put your hat in the ring for the opportunity. Working knowledge of DSM-V is also required. So now, mental health support is a fast-growing field, especially for remote and on-demand roles. The need for crisis clinicians is rising due to greater mental health awareness and increased telehealth access. Now, experience here can lead to full-time clinical roles, telehealth or counseling, or supervisory positions in behavioral health. If you're called for an interview for this role, be prepared to discuss your experience with crisis intervention and trauma-informed care. Show your ability to stay calm under pressure and communicate empathy over the phone. So that's your digital empathy skills. Highlight any relevant certifications or clinical experience that you may have, and demonstrate knowledge of mental health resources and community services. That's going to give you leverage in this particular role when you're interviewing. So if this particular role resonates with you, I encourage you to apply. We're going to be moving on to our next opportunity with a company called The Standard for an Accommodation Specialist. So this is a fully remote role as an accommodation specialist with a company called The Standard. What you'll be doing, you'll be helping employees get workplace accommodations for disabilities. You'll manage the American Disabilities Act cases, advise employers and employees, and ensure compliance with leave laws. The salary insights for this type of role typically pays between $64,250 to $94,000 per year. You're going to be the first point of contact here for employees requesting a job accommodation in support of the qualifying disability that may be limiting their ability to perform the essential functions of their job. This helps employees regarding accommodation requests of simple or complex scope. So keep that in mind. These may be simple accommodations. These may be more complex accommodations. And then you're going to assess and triage the request and provide guidance to employees while ensuring a frustration free experience. Now, the ADA compliance and leave management are in demand specialties as workplaces are focusing more on inclusivity and remote support. Companies are seeking specialists to navigate complex regulations. Now, in terms of the growth aspects for these types of roles, potential to move into HR leadership, compliance consulting, or benefits management is definitely on the table for individuals who are in these types of roles. If you're called for an interview, I would say discuss your knowledge of the American Disability Act laws and experience managing accommodation requests. Provide specific examples of collaborating with employees and employers to find workable solutions, and then highlight your organizational skills and attention to detail. Show how you stay up to date with evolving legal requirements. And this is a landscape. Leave of absence and accommodations is growing by leaps and bounds. As state paid leaves become mandated in different jurisdictions, we're seeing more states develop state paid leave laws, and you really have to stay up to date with all the changes. Now, if you're interested in this kind of role, DMAC, Disability Management Employers Coalition, I am not affiliated with them. I am not paid to say this, but if you're looking for this type of role and you're ready to kind of dive into all the different leave and regulations and the laws that are changing, DMAC is a great resource and tool to keep up with those different types of changes as they come about. So if this role resonates with you, I encourage you to apply. With that said, we're going to move over to our next opportunity with ResMed. ResMed is looking for a customer support specialist role. What you'll be doing in this particular role is you're going to support customers using innovative healthcare software, troubleshoot issues, and document solutions. This does require clinical experience in home health or hospice. Now, the salary insights for this particular role, these types of roles typically pay between $26.86 per hour to $33.58 per hour. And that averages out to about $56,000 to $70,000 per year. Now, the hours for this role is 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you'll be answering clinical related questions regarding the use of matrix care, home health, and hospice in a friendly, effective, efficient manner. You're going to diagnose and resolve basic and complex customer clinical questions or problems over the telephone or through electronic communications. So that tells me there may be some email communications or chat communication going on here in this particular role. You're going to document new issues, talk about frequently asked questions and resolutions from a robust knowledge base. You're going to track and document inbound support requests and ensure proper notation of customer problems and issues. You'll be working closely with consumers to ensure that you're providing solutions that meet their needs. And you're going to stay abreast of current technology and products, changes, design changes, and new products that are being offered. Now, the healthcare tech industry is booming, and skilled support roles are vital as more care moves outside hospitals. Demand for tech-savvy and empathetic support specialists is only growing. Pathways into software training, customer success management, or product support leadership is growing by leaps and bounds. If you're called for an interview after applying for this role, a couple tips I give you is to emphasize your clinical background and your ability to troubleshoot technical issues. Give examples of handling difficult customer interactions professionally, and demonstrate familiarity with home health or hospice care environments. And then last but not least, highlight your ability to learn new software quickly. Now let's talk about you and what ResMed is looking for in this particular role. You'll be tech savvy and have the ability to work with computers, internet browsers, and software applications. Excellent interpersonal communication and customer service skills with proven ability to resolve challenging issues in a timely manner. You'll be a quick learner, self-directed, motivated, and have strong dedication and commitment level to the task that you're assigned. You'll have a great attitude and willingness to learn and increasingly strive to improve. A background in home health or hospice clinical experience is required. Bachelor's degree or equivalent work experience is required. Ability to solve technical clinical problems and innovative home health and hospice software product knowledge is required. And the ability to work in a fast-paced, collaborative, project-oriented environment with the ability to own areas of product with minimal supervision. So if this opportunity with ResMed resonates with you, I encourage you to apply. And we're just going to take a quick pause and check the chat. We don't have anyone in the chat right now, so we're going to keep moving ahead. Our next opportunity up is with Luxury Presence. And this is for an onboarding coordinator. I'm just going to get a bit of a bio break here. So Luxury Presence is looking for an onboarding coordinator. This is full-time remote. What you'll be doing in this role, you're going to guide real estate professionals through their onboarding journey with the digital marketing company. You're going to organize schedules, assist with client calls, and keep projects on track. Now, the salary insights for this particular role, it's entry level, so it's paying between $43,000 and $50K per year. So you'll be supporting the onboarding process by assisting clients as they begin working with Luxury Presence. Help organize and schedule client calls, ensure that it's a smooth experience, communicate project timelines and next steps to both clients and internal teams, and then you'll gather client materials and ensure all required assets are submitted on time. You're going to assist with tracking project progress and keep clients informed throughout their onboarding journey. And then you're going to work closely with the onboarding specialist to ensure a seamless transition into their new website and marketing platform. They're looking for someone who's good at keeping projects organized and on a schedule, communicating clearly and professionally with clients, problem solving and finding solutions when challenges arise, and then someone who's skilled at learning new tools and processes quickly. They also like someone who can work efficiently in a fast-paced environment. They want you to have 0 to 1 year experience in customer service, project coordination, or related role. Internships are welcome. You'll thrive in client-facing roles and generally enjoy working with people. So this is a high-touch client-facing role. So this is very people-oriented. If you are not people-oriented or don't like a great deal of contact with people, this may not be a role for you. And I can certainly understand and appreciate anyone who is not looking for high touch, extremely in-depth client facing on a regular basis. Now, this is a great stepping stone into project management if you're interested in that particular area or want to land a role in project management, account management, or client success leadership. If you are called for an interview, the pro tips that I would give here is to showcase your organizational and multitasking skills. Provide examples of how you've managed client communications or projects. Highlight your abilities to learn new software and platforms quickly, and demonstrate a positive customer-focused attitude. So if this role resonates with you, I encourage you to apply. We're going to move on to our next role with Secours Health Systems. But before we do that, we're just going to check the chat really quick. And I'm here at this particular time to take your questions as a rapid fire question and answer. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll be glad to give you an answer. And we just want to thank everyone who attended the live stream today. If you happen to catch this live stream on the recording later on today or tomorrow or whenever you catch it, please feel free to post a comment in the comment section. I am glad to respond. I review all comments and will respond to your question. So Bond Secours is looking for a senior paralegal in the GPO Contract Administrator Supply Chain Division. And if you've had an opportunity to listen to any of my podcasts, I actually gave some information earlier in the year about the hot career paths that are kind of unfolding in this different structured economy, I guess I could call it. So the economy is a little bit different than what we've ever experienced, and I want to make sure I say it the right way. So the economy is a bit different, this landscape that we're in right now. And so I kind of gave some insights into the career paths that would be booming in this particular type of economy. And here we are. This is one of the areas, which is supply chain and contract administration. So Bon Secours is looking for a senior paralegal. What you'll be doing in this particular role, you're going to review and draft contracts, support attorneys, and handle legal research for a major healthcare system supply chain. This does require paralegal experience, especially with group purchasing organization GPO contracts. That's what that stands for. So the salary insights for this particular type of role, it typically pays somewhere between $70K and $100K per year, as well as for similar remote legal roles. So you'll be responsible for reviewing and drafting a high volume of agreements, correspondence, memoranda, policies, or other communications for assigned legal matters under short deadlines. You'll investigate the facts, gather and arrange requested documents for attorneys' needs, and provide summaries. You'll monitor and coordinate intake email system and activities to triage work to appropriate person. You're going to review appropriate correspondence and emails, taking appropriate action and documenting the correspondence and action accordingly. You'll maintain a repository of templates for various types of documents and contracts. You need to be willing to travel and attend and participate in legal network gatherings and retreats 2 or more times per year. So keep that in mind. If you're not looking for travel in a job, this one may not be for you. But you could make some great connections there. If you're not looking to remain in this particular role or stay at this particular company if you're hired, and you could have some contacts to maybe branch out and land another role or get on with a different company. You're going to deliver education and training in response to specific business needs, and you'll own and lead implementation of change. You'll complete 12 hours of continuing legal education or applicable education on an annual basis. So there is some continuing education in this particular role, so be prepared for that. And they're making it clear that this document is not an exhaustive list of all responsibilities, skills, duties, and requirements or working conditions associated with the job. So just keep that in mind. The education that you're going to need for this role is a bachelor's degree in paralegal studies or other field, prior GPO or supply chain contract administrator or paralegal experience may be substituted for the education. So if you don't have a bachelor's degree in paralegal studies, if you have the experience, they will Bond Secours will consider that experience over the education piece. The certification, a paralegal certification is preferred, so it's not required. It's on Bond Secours' wish list. The experience level, a minimum of 5 years experience directly applicable in GPO companies, supply chain department, law firm, corporate department, healthcare legal department, or other related department. Experience working directly with GPO or supply chain contracts is highly preferred. So they do want you to have some experience managing, working with contracts, drafting contracts. That's going to be critical in this particular role. And I would say for this role, if you don't have experience managing contracts, drafting contracts, or understand legalese, this role may not be for you. So in this particular role, the growth potential, the potential to move into legal operations, contract management leadership, or an in-house counsel support role is highly likely. These particular types of these roles can lead you into those kinds of career paths. Now, remote paralegal and contract admin jobs are expanding, especially in healthcare, which needs experts to manage complex agreements and compliance. If you're called for an interview, here is the interview pro tip that I would give. Detail your experience with contract drafting, reviewing, and negotiation. Highlight your knowledge of healthcare supply chain and GPO contracts. Demonstrate your organizational skills. That's going to be super critical. And managing high volumes of documents, and show your ability to work independently and handle deadlines. So if this role resonates with you, I encourage you to apply. We're going to move over to our last opportunity, and that is with a company called Fireflies. Fireflies is a company that does AI note taking for meetings. I ran across an opportunity as a talent acquisition and sourcing specialist, and I'm just going to get a quick bio break here. Okay, I'm going to check the comments before we go to this last opportunity. But again, this particular role is with a company called Fireflies. This is the talent acquisition and sourcing specialist. In this particular role, you're going to hunt for top tech and non-tech talent using advanced sourcing tools like Boolean, search, and AI-driven platforms. Now, you're going to be managing the entire hiring pipeline in this role. You'll coordinate interviews, craft outreach campaigns, and build Firefly's AI's employer brand to attract the best candidates. This role demands strong communication, data-driven decision-making, and juggling multiple priorities in a fast-paced startup environment. Now, while the salary isn't exactly listed for this role, roles like this typically pay between $60,000 to $90,000 per year, depending upon experience and location. And you're going to hear that as I bring or feature the jobs each week or every other day, whichever cadence that I'm using. You're going to hear me say that the salaries are dependent upon experience and location, and a lot of employers are moving into those types of salary bands. Now, here, the ideal candidate, you should have 6 years in software development, a former CTO or lead developer, built an app with 10,000 users, experience in product driven companies delivering high quality, reliable products, remote work experience with an international mindset. So, this is a remote first company. And so, I'm going to be featuring more and more remote first companies because there's a vast difference between companies who hire for remote positions. I said this in my last live stream versus companies who are remote first, who built their company on distributed teams, meaning those remote first companies had no intention of ever having brick and mortar operations and having individuals come into the building. If they do, they are far few in between. Now, your responsibilities is going to be sourcing and talent hunting. You're going to be finding top candidates for technical and non-technical roles using platforms like LinkedIn, GitHub, Twitter, and niche job boards. Recruitment and coordination, you're going to manage the entire hiring pipeline, as I said earlier, from sourcing to offer closure. Outreach and engagement, you're going to craft compelling messages to attract top talent and build strong candidate relationships. Employer branding. Post on social media and engage with relevant communities and build Firefly AI's hiring presence. Interview and selection. You're going to conduct initial screenings, coordinate interviews, and work with hiring managers to ensure a smooth process. And then they want you to have an ability to hire high volume and complex roles, work on high impact, niche and unique roles such as AI engineers, growth hackers, and full stack engineers, as well as design roles. And then metrics and accountability. They want you to be able to track your sourcing efficiently, outreach conversion rates, and then hiring speed to continuously optimize recruitment efforts. So again, let me go over that line again. They want you to be able to talk about your hiring speed, and that's going to to let them know how you continuously optimize your recruitment efforts. And then you'll use systems like ATS, CRM, and automation tools to improve hiring workflows and make data backed decisions. So, the ideal candidate is going to have an engineering degree, 1 to 4 years experience in technical and non-technical recruiting, strong knowledge of Boolean search, sourcing strategies, and recruitment automation tools, high energy, someone who's passionate and eager to work in a fast-paced startup environment, ability to run outreach campaigns and social media hiring effectively, have excellent communication skills with a strong cultural fit, and then the ability to manage multiple hiring priorities, meet aggressive hiring goals, and work in a data driven manner. Now, what I liked about this particular opportunity is they told you about their hiring process. So you're going to have a chat interview, sourcing assignment, live sourcing challenge round, technical and non technical, and then a final round with the leadership team. The perks and benefits here: a competitive compensation package. You're going to work remotely anywhere in your respective country, ability to move laterally within a team and grow rapidly, a no boss culture, pay time off and flexible leave policy, flexible working hours, LGBTQ plus friendly environment, company offsites and virtual retreats, and tech reimbursements. So they actually have reimbursements probably for your remote work setup at home. Now, the industry insight and outlook: talent acquisition specialists who can navigate both technical and non technical hiring are in high demand, especially in AI and SaaS startups like Fireflies.ai. The ability to use data and automation to optimize hiring is increasingly valued as companies compete for scarce tech talent. Now, growth: this role offers fast career progression if that's what you're looking for, especially in startups where you can move laterally or up the ladder quickly. Skills in sourcing, employer branding, and recruitment analytics prepare you for leadership roles in HR or talent strategy. Now, I'm going to give some pro tips here for interviewing. If you're called for an interview, share your experiences on sourcing both technical and non technical talent. Demonstrate your mastery of Boolean search and AI sourcing tools. Provide specific examples of running successful outreach campaigns and building pipelines. And then show your ability to work independently and manage multiple roles. That's our final opportunity today for remote work. Just to talk about the overall remote job market outlook. Now, all of these roles reflect the growing trend of professional, well paid remote work across healthcare, insurance, legal, and tech enabled industries. Employers are looking for self starters. That's the bottom line, with strong communication, tech skills, and experience in regulated environments. Salary ranges are competitive with benefits package that rival in office roles. If you want to break into a remote work or level up your career, these jobs offer stability, growth potential, and a chance to make an impact from anywhere. That's going to wrap it up for today, fam. I want to thank you for watching, and remember, stay focused, keep learning, and never stop believing in your potential. Here's to your journey. I wish you peace, love, and paychecks. I'll catch you in the next video. Oh, let's check the comments. We have someone here in the comments. Rudy is in the comments this afternoon. Let's just say hi to Rudy and thank you for coming, Rudy. I appreciate it. All right, so thank you, Rudy. Remember to keep checking out my channel and check out Etsy. If you look at the ticker at the bottom, I actually have a ebook that I've published, and it's on sale right now, $5.99 on Etsy. It's the top 100 interview questions. So I'm just trying to give you tools to help everyone grow and land that job that they're looking for. And as And you know what I'm going to do for this particular live stream? If you're catching this particular live stream later on today, the first 5 individuals to comment, or the first 5 individuals to leave a comment, I'm going to send you a free copy of my ebook. You can share that with friends and families or anyone you know that's looking for, that's job hunting and looking for a work from home job. But the first 5 to put a comment in the comment section on this live stream, or the recording later on today or whenever you catch it, you are going to receive a free copy of my ebook, The Top 100 Interview Questions to Ask. So again, here's to your journey ahead. I wish you peace, love, and paychecks. I'll catch you in the next video.